That's awesome.
All right. Well, here we go. We got the recording going. It is March 11th. And yes, it is raining and cold out. Sometimes the sun peeks through, but not for very long. I actually have pants on today too.
Wow. Okay, this has got to be a first. March 11th, 21.
And socks. Man, I'm bundled up here.
Wait a minute, pants.
You're not on the yacht, huh?
I even got the hood if necessary.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
It's hoodie day. We could all look. Jim's got it.
Oh yeah, man, we're all in the hood.
This has got a version.
That is awesome. Yeah.
Hey John, if you're wearing pants, that means either somebody's getting married or somebody died.
Oh yeah, or something terrible happened.
Yeah, like it's cold in sunny Southern California. That's what it means.
That's pretty much it.
Hey, I just had to cancel flights because my sister got 2 feet of snow. And
wow.
Yeah, so everywhere else in the country, it's just snowing. So we're still on the blessed side of the ledger.
I keep forgetting how windy it gets here in this time of year. We were out at Catalina. We took off Friday and got blown all the way over there, and it was so windy. We wound up staying till Monday. We didn't come home till Monday afternoon.
Oh,
it was terrible to be stuck out there.
So John, I haven't been able to be on in a while. I have a list of questions for you. Some of them are quick answers, I'm sure, because you're so knowledgeable, and some of them are not.
Okay, what do you got?
Okay, let me go to my list. Hold on, because it's in my calendar. So, does Kartra have a shopping cart capability?
Yes.
Oops, who's talking?
I just muted that one.
Okay.
Yes, it has shopping cart capability in the aspect of selling products. It's not like a normal shopping cart, like if you're going to create a commerce store, like to keep adding stuff to your cart. They don't have that functionality currently.
So what I want to do is the things that I wanted to possibly use the cart for is my company is now going to be doing what in the industry is called casting director workshops with multiple dates. So it's showing up on Zoom, but it's multiple dates. So if you want to meet this person on this date, click here. If you want to meet this person on this date, click here. But I don't want to have them fill out a form every single time. I want them to be able to add it to one and then have it add up to here's what it costs and then pay for it all at once.
Okay, they do not currently have that functionality that I know of. Sorry.
And then
I don't know if they're planning on doing that, adding it in. It wouldn't be that difficult a thing for them to add in.
Well, just like it wouldn't be that difficult to add a birthday field and a birthday campaign, but
Sure. I just don't know if it's on their current agenda or not.
How about an integration then? If I was going to just use my website for a simple shopping cart plugin to do that then connects to Kartra.
Sure. What you could do is you could use WooCommerce, and WooCommerce is a perfectly functional shopping cart. And then what you can do, you can use the Zapier integration to take like somebody that places an order on your WooCommerce, and you can pipe that information over to Kartra. So you can do that. I'm not that skilled in the connections. I haven't really played around much with Zapier, so I can't really speak to it other than I know it does it.
Does anybody here on the group know, or can you do that?
I don't know that anybody on here that I'm aware of has done the Zapier connections.
Okay.
I know you can get it done at Fiverr. Like Fiverr's got a ton of people that do that stuff. I kind of played with it. I was helping Be Connected connect it, and then we got about 3/4 of the way done, and their developers decided to go a different direction. So I just kind of dropped it. It wasn't that difficult, but it's a process. Just
What did Be Connected decide to use, John?
I forget what they were trying to do. They were trying to connect one of their forms to it, and they decided to just do it with an API instead of the Zapier, which if you've got developers on staff, APIs are the way to go because you don't have to mess with that. It's a direct connection. So Zapier is kind of like for those that don't have development teams behind them and they want an easy way to connect the dots.
All right. And there's a free version, but then there's also a paid version. And I don't know the difference.
I think it's just in the amount of usage.
I see. Okay.
It's
So if
like
I
if you're-
connect one app, okay, well, I'll look into that.
Yeah, if you want sophisticated connections, I think you have to pay for it.
I want it all easy. I don't want any sophistication.
Well, you should do fine with the freebie then.
Quick other Kartra question. Can you delete broadcasts that have already been sent? Because as I continue to send a lot of broadcasts, even though I've got them categorized, this list is now getting really long and I want to just get rid of them.
I don't know. I haven't tried that. But what you can do is you can create a new category for archive and just archive them into that category. I'm not sure.
Okay, that sounds like a
Easy
end run.
solution.
Easier solution. Okay, that's a good idea.
I don't know
Awesome.
offhand. I haven't tried to delete them.
It just,
I would
it's just
imagine
becomes
so.
clutter, you know,
Sure,
and I just, it's like archiving. Okay.
Yeah, I had that same situation in one of my shopping carts that I use for my my hosting business. I had a bunch of old products and they would not allow me to delete them. So I've just archived them and hid them and got them out of my hair.
Okay, thank you. And I'm just going to run these down really quick. And now I want to move to websites because this might help. Just recently and seemingly out of nowhere, I've been getting notifications from WordPress that there have been 16 failed login attempts.
Okay, that's pretty
And now
standard.
I'm wondering, is this a marketing tool for me to buy whatever, something that WordPress is now selling? And it's always been, there's been a bunch of Russians out there who want to hack my site? Or
No, that's a pretty standard thing. Most WordPress sites have some sort of security mode plugged into them, and it monitors that. And if you don't have that, you probably should.
yeah, but these
Anybody that
emails
does-
have just started to come in the last week. And I am
Yeah.
with GoDaddy, unfortunately, that I'm supposed to have all this freaking security that I pay for. So should I call GoDaddy and go, what the hell's going on? Or like, I'm thinking this is just a new marketing thing from WordPress
Well, it
itself.
might be spam. It might be spam. So, but here's something that you want to make sure of, that you've got some sort of a mechanism to block the IPs of failed login attempts, because that's the
Yeah.
key.
Well,
That's
I've looked them up and they're either from Russia or the Philippines or whatever, because I've Googled the IP address. But what this email does is it leads me to, hey, buy our thing.
okay. It could be just a spam, but everyone should have some sort of a mechanism in their site to block login attempts. Because these guys, what they use is they use these automated process tools to just try different passwords and try and break into your site. It's really easy for them to do because all they have to do is figure out your password. You know, because most WordPress sites have the same login. They've got WP-admin. Most people use the default admin user. And at that point, they've got 2 out of 3 of the things they need. So if you don't have a way to block their login attempts, they will get into your site.
Well,
So-
apparently this email says it's blocked these login attempts
Okay. then
16 times. So should I change my password just for giggles?
you
Because
should-
it's been
you
a
should.
while.
Yeah, you should be fine. I mean, if you've got a
Okay.
simple password, I would change it.
Okay.
I use
Okay.
LastPass and I let it generate the password, so I will never remember them. It's there to do it for me.
I can't figure it out. LastPass. I'm so sorry. It just,
Yeah.
it,
Well,
everybody
you-
says it's easy, but across my, no, it doesn't work. Okay,
Well, you
another,
Use something.
another quick website question. I found a website of a competitor or a person, like I want to redo my website. It's a WordPress site. I have a lot of people that are very willing to help me redo my site, but they want to move me to another platform because it's easier for them. I'm like, no, staying with WordPress. Is there a way to go to somebody else's site and see what platform their site is built on? And if it is WordPress,
Absolutely.
the theme, I would like you to show me how to do that because I found this amazing site that I want to duplicate.
It's
Look
called,
and feel.
go to a website called builtwith.com. If you type in any browser, type in builtwith.com and then put in the domain name of the site that you want to analyze, and it will tell you everything you can possibly imagine about that website. Tell you what platform they're on. It'll tell you what plugins they have. It'll tell you their email provider. It'll tell you everything.
There is no privacy anymore.
It'll tell
Okay.
you if they've got Google Analytics. It'll tell you everything about that website.
We
It's
should put our
amazing.
own websites in there then and look and see.
So
what the
John,
world-
do hackers use that site to figure out how to hack us?
No, not really. I mean, it's basically for web developers. If you're going to try and work on somebody's site, so you know what it's made of, you know the pitfalls behind it. So it's a development tool, is what it is.
What did you say it was called again?
It's called Built With.
Built with. Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
BUILTWITH.com. Just like it says, Built With. It's a great little tool. It's free. You can put anybody's website address in there and it'll tell you an amazing amount of stuff about that website.
Amazing. I have 2 questions for you right now. I don't know.
Okay.
No, is it good? Okay. First of all, what do you know about, I think it's called Kajabi? Kajabi? I wanted to know if you knew about Kajabi.
Okay. Kajabi is a very similar product to Kartra.
The benefits of Kartra above Kajabi.
Kartra is a far more sophisticated platform than Kajabi. I actually know the president of Kajabi. I've known him
Still
for
there?
years.
Froze.
Knew him before he was the president of Kajabi. And I actually asked him
Hello?
when I was making the
Our internet?
decision whether to go with Kartra or Kajabi, I went right to him.
John, you're talking, but they're frozen and they can't hear what you're saying, but it's them, not you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. We're here again now. So what did you say?
Okay,
Sorry.
so I asked the president of Kajabi directly when I was making the decision whether I went with Kajabi or Kartra. And he told me basically if I was a beginner and I didn't want any advanced features, then Kajabi was probably the way to go. But if I was into marketing and wanted to do advanced automation, marketing and things like that, that I should go with Kartra. So naturally I went with Kartra because Kartra it's what Infusionsoft always wanted to be. It's like what they dreamed of. The ease in tagging and the ease in automation and the ease in moving someone from one campaign to another. Kartra really made it dead, stop, stupid, simple. It's
Okay.
really, really easy to set up campaigns and automate anything you want to automate within there. So that's why I went with Kartra. Kajabi is a great program. It's, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's a much lower level marketing type of program. If you just want to set up a membership site and you don't really care about anything else, it's fine. But why wouldn't you go with Kartra? It's basically about the same price and you get way more with it. So,
Okay.
Did you have another question?
Hey, John.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
John,
have-
this is,
I
hey,
have
John,
another
this
question.
is,
Go
hey, John,
ahead, Chris.
this is Chris. To the question I was just asked in the chat, I just put a link that this woman might be interested in from digitalmarketing.org.
Oh, okay.
And it breaks down all the differences really well, and the two different types of people that it's for, who it kind of targets. And I found it very helpful. But the biggest thing I will say this is that, so for me, Kartra is a better fit, but all features aside, the greatest attraction to Kartra as I look at these platforms is that if I have any questions, I can go right to you, which is the biggest draw for choosing the platform. Whereas if I'm on Kajabi, it's, I'm looking at videos and things like that. So anyway, that's my 2 cents worth.
It was interesting a couple of years ago when remember when we actually had trade shows and things? I was actually at a digital marketing conference, and the Kartra booth was there, and right across the hall from them was the Kajabi booth. And I went to both of them and tried to pit them against each other. Like I went to the Kajabi booth and I went to the guys and I said, hey, okay, so why are you better than Kartra? And they would not bash each other. They would only answer questions to what they had, not anything against the other one. And I tried my damnedest to get them to sweep the other one under the rug, and they just wouldn't do it. So anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting.
Okay, so I have another question, and thank you for your insight about Kajabi versus Kartra. My other question for you, John, is can you speak into Beaver Builder and like why you recommended Beaver Builder so highly for a few minutes?
Sure. Beaver Builder actually made it to where I could edit websites easily. Now there's other programs just like it. There's Divi, there's a whole number of programs that are very similar to Beaver Builder. But when I was introduced to Beaver Builder, I played around with it, and it was so similar to what I was used to in the past that I just fell in love with it. It's just, for me personally, it's a lot easier for me to work with because I'm not a programmer. I'm not going to go in and, fiddle around in the back end of WordPress and try and figure out how to customize stuff. That's not me. I have designers and developers that do that, but after they're done, I want to be able to take over. I want to be able to be on a Zoom call with one of my clients and be able to make the edits they want while they're talking. I mean, they're literally telling me what to do, and I'm doing it as I'm hearing what they want. And then I tell them, okay, refresh your browser. And they see it done in real time, and it just blows them away. It makes me look like a god in their eyes. And I like that. I like that kind of power. I like that. And I haven't found anything else that gave me that ability. So it gives me superpowers. That's why I like it.
Tried Tilda?
Pardon me?
You tried Tilda.
No, I haven't even heard of that one.
It's a really good one.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's a ton of them out there. And
I use Optimized Press, but same
yeah,
thing.
yeah. There's Optimized Press. There's Divi. There's probably 10 of them that I've heard of. And if whatever works for you is great. It's like when I have clients, if somebody is working in Divi, then I'll have my developers build it in Divi because I know they know how to manage it and I don't have to get in the middle of it. But if I have a client that doesn't know and I'm going to be the intermediary for them, I want something that I know how to work so I don't look like an idiot. So that's
Beaver Builder WYSIWYG.
Yeah, it's a WYSIWYG program, and it's very similar to what I kind of grew up on in web development, which is NetObject Fusion. It's very similar to that. So that's why I went with it. No, no other reason other than that. So makes me look like a hero. All right. Who else? Somebody, Roger, I think you had your hand up earlier. Did you have a question? Yeah, maybe not. Gwen, I think you had your hand up. Are you still on?
I'm on, but I didn't have my hand up.
Oh, I thought you had your hand up there.
I might have, but I didn't mean to.
Okay.
I do need to get in an email and some time with you either into this week or beginning next week though.
Okay. Cool.
So I'll be emailing you.
Cool. I am like I developed the team that I've got for all of the web development stuff. That is really up and running smoothly now. I'm going to start, opening that more up to my resellers and really gearing that up. And the next phase is I'm developing the same type of a team to do pay-per-click work, which we've never really delved into that because I didn't have a good team behind me to do it. And I'm developing that now. We've got the first 3 clients in, and we're running through the processes, developing the systems, developing all the onboarding and all that. And if I can make it smooth, then we will offer that. And in the pay-per-click arena, what that encompasses, it doesn't just include pay-per-click in Google. It also includes retargeting, YouTube advertising, and display ads, because that is all part of the Google pay-per-click universe. So like I said, if I can get that smoothed out, that will be available to you guys too, if you ever want to do pay-per-click advertising. So I know a lot of people want that, and I've been getting a lot of pressure over the last couple of years to do it. And again, you guys know me, I don't want to do much. If I can get a team that will do it, I'm all over it. But I've got to have one that I can trust and I know that is going to do a good job. Just like I've developed a team with the web developers. So we've got SEO now, we've got web development, I've done the hosting forever. So those are all in place. I would really like if people got up to speed and I could find some good vendors to farm out Kartra development. I have a lot of people that come to me wanting Kartra development, and I just don't want the work. I want to provide the services, but I don't want to do the work. So I don't mind doing the training and, the mentorship and all that kind of stuff, but I don't want the day-to-day. I'm not looking for a job. I'm looking for an adventure.
So when you say that, are they looking for someone to run like the agency will basically create all their stuff or maintain it, or what you're looking for?
So some of them need the entire thing. Some of them need, the whole thing, soup to nuts. Some of them already have websites. They've already got, thoughts for campaigns. They just need somebody to put it together. So it's kind of all over the board. So I just need somebody that, or a few people that are just up to speed on Kartra and want that kind of work.
What about all those people that are in their marketplace that are, say, they're Kartra experts and advertise there? I mean, they're there.
I haven't really used them. I would prefer to send that to, into our community. If there's people in our community, I would always tend to support you guys first.
Hey, we'll just get one and bring them into our community.
Well, that
and
might
tell them
be,
they'll have a crap ton of work.
that might be the case.
There's the 2 Facebook groups. One is the official Kartra Facebook group that I don't like because they monitor every post, and you can post something and it could take hours before your post actually posts. But then there's the ladies who use Kartra, which is open, and there's always ladies on that who will answer every question to a point and then invite you to hire them. And that's how they get their gigs. But I find that they're very, very knowledgeable and very happy and eager to answer there.
Okay.
And I'm not sure you have to be a lady to join the group, but maybe you do. I don't know. I've not seen any guys there, so maybe they don't let the boys in, but I don't think that's allowed. So I don't know.
That's gender discrimination.
It is, but since Facebook is a private company, are they allowed to do that? Because God knows, I don't know what's going on in the world anymore.
Yeah, God, I don't
It's
know.
a group, so they can allow in who they want. There's all kinds of women's groups.
Yeah,
It's
I'm-
totally legal.
I'm sure there are. There's all kinds of craziness now in the world.
So that means they can exclude the guys, because again, I only see the women. All right.
Yeah.
So all you ladies who use Kartra, join that group. It's really pretty fabulous.
John, the question that I had for you this week on doing the change your credit card out, I put that in the question in that Facebook group, and they denied my post.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
And like, it was simple. I mean, how do I get my customer to change their credit card so they can continue paying me?
God.
Not asking for like, here's my point. No, I just asked a question. How do you do it? And they declined it. They said, no, it didn't, it violated the group rules.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah.
Now, I can tell you the couple of ways that I do it. I know it can be done. And I should probably find somebody that has a Kartra account that I can do a Zoom with and see if I can walk them through it so we can document the process.
You want to do it? I'd love to do it if I can. And if we can do the Zoom call and record it, and I can use it for my people as well.
Okay, yeah, I would be happy to do that with you, because I'd like to be able to definitively give that answer too.
Mhm.
And I think if we can do that, that would be awesome.
Cool.
Now, there's two ways that I have done it myself, and I know the process. One of them is if they've canceled, or if their credit card expired and they went inactive, and they don't have an active membership. All I do with them is I just send them a new sign-up link. Simple, easy peasy. They go, they put the credit card in, boom, they're back in service. Easy. The other way is if they have an active account and they just want to update their credit card and they can't figure out how, then I have them call me. I log in and I just do it for them, because I know how to do it through my admin. That's easy. I just don't know how to tell them how to get to it through their side. So if we can Zoom and I can get in there with you, then we might be able to figure that out. So today's bad. Today and tomorrow's bad, but like maybe just let me know any time. We'll set up a time and do it. That would be cool. So, but yeah, those are the two ways that I know to do it, and to get to it that way. All you do is you pull up the client's record, like the prospect record in Kartra, and you click on the transactions button at the top, and then it will show you their transactions. You click on the transaction number, and it's there's a lot of clicks to it, but it's pretty simple. So once you get up the payment page, it will have the edit credit card function right there. You can.
Yeah, I could not find it. Basically, I found some way to do it, and she got it changed because she got her new car on Friday. Luckily, because I mean, she was only a week late on her payment. But anyway.
Yeah. But if you click on that transaction, you can go in there. It's really cool. You can actually edit the recurring charge. So if they want to move up or down, if they want to change, levels, you can do that for them. You can go in. Because I have people all the time now that put support tickets in, like for our SitePop software, where they want to upgrade or downgrade. And it's super easy for me to just log in and I just change their monthly amount. And then I can change their access level. So easy peasy.
Now let me ask you this too. I just had that happen with my group, but those that pay through PayPal, you can't do that with.
Correct. I do not use PayPal anymore.
Oh, right. By the
I
way, did you hear that Chris Rawson had that happen to him last year for $9,000 and it took a year to resolve?
yeah. Oh yeah. I've heard a number of people had the same thing.
John, who are you using now instead of PayPal?
Well, I've always used credit card merchant processing through Barbara Cunningham.
Yeah.
I use
She's
Authorize
awesome.
Net. She sets it up, and I've always used that. I only use PayPal as an alternative source. One thing I can tell you, if you're selling to businesses, businesses typically don't use PayPal. And you know, not to say that they can't or they don't, but typically what I've seen from my experiences, businesses use credit cards. Now, if you're talking about internet marketing businesses, guys that are doing internet marketing
Right.
stuff, they all love PayPal. I don't know why, but you know, they like to hide. They like the you know, being anonymous. They like all that stuff. And I don't know what that says about them, but you know, it might mean they've, you know, and I don't want to call names or mudsling, but
Well, PayPal makes it, they make it so seamless to use with
Yeah.
the online businesses, and they make it easy for the buyer to use. And
Yeah.
they've got launched all these other products. I'm sure you know, they have a 4 payment, you know, free click on, like if I buy
Sure.
your program, if I buy Act for $1,000, PayPal will let me make payments for free. You get paid, and I
Correct.
can afford, because that's most people's problem. So PayPal has all these products so that you can just make the instant buy.
Yeah. Now
And
you
they
can,
don't charge interest for 6 months if you, you know, use them and all that jazz. So they're trying to be a forerunner in like beating out credit card options. And
yeah, and you can do that too. You can make payment options. You know, if you have credit card processing, you can just set up a different pay level inside Kartra. You can have a different payment option. Like you can say, okay, product A has 3 different ways to pay. So it'll have 3 different price levels in Kartra. One of them is a full pay, $1,000, one shot, boom, done. The next one would be, you know, 4 pay, $250 a piece. You know, or you can pad it. You can, you know, you can add a padding into it if you want to. And, you know, and then you could have another one that's, you know, it's 12 pay, you know, X amount per month for 12 months. You can do all that stuff with credit card. Now, one of the differences is in credit card, they hold you to a different standard than PayPal does. PayPal pretty much lets you do whatever you want, and then they're going to screw you eventually if you play with them long enough. But with credit cards, for you to get authorized to even open a credit card account, you have to have contact information on your website. People have to know and be able to contact you. If you're a real business, why would you not want that? Why would you hide your contact information? If you look at the internet marketing space, they hide all of that. They don't want you contacting them. I mean, to me, that's a red flag. If you're going to do business with somebody and they don't want you to be able to contact them, that's something's wrong with that.
Well, Verizon does that though, you know. So,
Yeah, they don't make it impossible. You know, these guys make it impossible for you to contact them. They hide everything. They hide their identity. They even, you know, when you look up their registration, they've got it privately registered. You know, why, if you were a business and you wanted to do business with the world, why would you hide yourself? That's kind of counterproductive, right? If you were a scam artist, that's the signature of a scam artist, is hiding your identity.
Amazon, you have to bleed before you can get a hold of a real person on Amazon. So I agree.
Yeah. You know, it's just crazy. I get that they want to keep their support down, but you know, you've got to have a way to communicate. If you're going to do business, if you're going to give someone money, you want to have a way to communicate with them, right?
Yep.
The other thing about the credit cards is credit cards really protect you as a consumer. If you have a problem with a company, you can contact the credit card company and they will retrieve that money almost instantly and put it right back in your favor. And then, you know, as a merchant, that's a really shitty deal for us merchants, but it also keeps us on the up and up. So somebody doesn't have to do that. You know, you don't, as a merchant, you don't want chargebacks. You want to be able to work with your customers and work out any issues. So, you know, to me, as far as running a business, that's important. It's important that, you know, you act integrous and that you manage problems, you know, don't hide. There's going to be problems. Manage the problems so they don't become bigger problems.
With PayPal, how is it where is it they accessed your $13,000? How is it, you know, when you...
Oh, they stole it right out of my account.
Well, why was it in your account? I mean, isn't there a way you clean out your account every day so that they don't have money that they can attach of yours?
Well, yeah, you can do that if you want a job every day. I mean, I'm in business. I'm not in the business of cleaning out accounts. You know, I'm in the business of providing services and stacking money up in accounts, not, you know, not cleaning it out, having to run in my life in fear of somebody's going to rip me off, you know.
So you can't set up PayPal to not leave money in your account? I mean,
like I said, Richard, you could pull money out of your PayPal account anytime you want, but that's not the way I want to run my life and be, you know, be in fear of if my merchant provider is going to steal my money. Really, I mean, that's ridiculous.
But it does not happen automatically. You have to actually do it yourself.
Yeah, you have to do it yourself.
Hey, Captain, I have a question.
Okay.
We'd like to put a hey, everyone, how you doing? I'd like to put a tripwire into my website. Basically, it's this thought. You know, giving a free guide, where is everyone moving? You know, so I'm going to tell everyone, hey, these are the top spots that Californians are moving. 1, Tim Gillette's house. 2, no, but anyway, all the top 10 places in America. And then I could start dripping on them about you love Montana, you know, and then I can also give them an offer and say, look, if you buy Montana through me, you know, you'll get a, you know, like a 20% discount.
Okay. What I would do with that, and that is,
I got 10 locations. You know what I mean? That could be lucrative.
yeah. Now, are you going to sell that information or are you just giving it away as a lead magnet?
Giving it away as a
Okay.
lead magnet.
Okay, so that's a lead magnet versus a tripwire. I know you had called it a tripwire. So for anybody that is not familiar with the terminology, tripwire is a small purchase that changes the relationship from a prospect to an actual customer. A lead magnet is where you give something away for free in exchange for their contact information so you can continue to market to them. So for that lead magnet, that's a great idea. What I would do, the way I would pose that is I would use the curiosity factor to get them to pull them in, because you need an attention grabber. So you could phrase that something like, hey, find out why people are moving out of California and where they're going to, you know, something like that. Or, you know, there's a mass exodus in California. Find out why it is and where they're going, or where they're going and why. You know, add that curiosity factor, you'll get a lot more conversion that way. And, you know, you've got to punch stuff up. I see a lot of people that are creating landing pages and creating lead magnets, and they're just stating the facts. People don't get gripped by the facts. The facts are after the fact. You know, remember the 2 key components: seduce the heart and then convince the head. The facts convince the head, but if you don't seduce the heart, you don't get the opportunity.
Seduce the heart.
So you have to appeal to what they want, what they desire. You've got to grab their attention that way. Like, you might find people are thinking about moving out of California, and maybe they're sick of it. Maybe they don't like the high costs and all the bureaucracy and whatever. They don't like it. They've got that seed in their mind. And then you come in with the curiosity angle, and you say, there's a mass exodus in the real estate market moving out of California. Find out why and where they're going, or find out where they're going and why. If you key in on maybe the whys, you can tease them a little more even. But that's what you want to do. You want to figure out like what's going on in their heads and then play upon that. If they can save money, add up all the benefits of moving out of California. And then you'll have your arsenal to work with to create the copy around it. But never tell them exactly what it is. Always tease them with the curiosity factor. They get to learn what it is after they opt in.
Woody, call Craig. Just use what he said. All those reasons he moved out. His kids, the cost of business, the saving of money on the, there's no state tax there. All of that stuff. Like that, you have a list you could get from Craig. Wood.
Yeah.
Thank you, love. I didn't even think of that. He's our
Yeah.
boy.
No, we're putting a stop sign on people coming to Texas from California real soon. So if you want in, you got to get in quick. All right. We're halting the borderline here.
You better, or it's going to be a Democratic state soon.
Turn up the heat, Jim, will you?
Well, like one thing you could show, like you could use the background of your landing page as a tax bill and say, are you tired of paying this every month or every quarter or every year or whatever? Go, and then you could lead off with, there's a mass exodus because of this. Find out where they're going and why. There's more than just this. So that's
we'll write it up today.
That's what you want to do.
We had a line. Randy had his hand up a long time, and then I'm next, I think.
Okay, Randy.
Randy Powell.
Randy Powell, you got a...
Hey, everybody. Can you...
You're a little choppy, but we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm in the car, and I'm getting my Starbucks late today. But I had a quick question, if you can hear me. When it comes to the calendar, I made a change in the calendar in one of my products, and all of a sudden, it's not showing up. And I'm getting this real big red flag in Kartra. Can you speak to that and how that might be linked to the actual product that's in Kartra? Because I went in and made sure that product was working, and I tested it, and it is, but the calendar is still acting like it doesn't exist.
Okay, sure. There's several things that could cause that. This is something that I've noticed in some of my older landing pages too. Like if I go into the older landing pages, certain things have to happen for things to go active and be published and go live. And like, for instance, they've added some new features to the functionality of their shopping cart, or not their shopping cart, their checkout process. So if I have an older landing page, I actually have to go in and make a couple of extra selections before it will allow me to proceed now. And I think it's the same thing with the calendar. If there's something in there that requires an update, it will work until you try and edit it. And then after that, then you're toast. You have to go back. I think we lost him. Oh, there.
You didn't lose me.
Oh, okay. We lost. You moved down a slot.
Yeah, I'm probably all over the place, but what I don't understand, so does that mean I have to just eliminate it out of the calendar and start again?
No, no, you shouldn't have to eliminate the calendar. What you want to do is you just want to go through the steps like you're going to edit the calendar, and just go through, and you'll see sometimes there'll be like a red dot and it won't allow you to go further. And you'll know
Okay.
that's what you have to update or edit. I've noticed
Okay.
that's one
All
of the
right.
things in Kartra. If you've got something running, it will continue to run in the legacy version. But as soon as you go and try and update something, it will require you to update anything else in the loop, in the process that's new. So basically just go
Okay.
like you're editing, like you're setting up the product, and you go through page by page, and it will clearly show you like what's not done.
Well,
And
see,
if-
that's what I was struggling with, because I did the same, I did that in the product and made sure I got congratulations, blah, blah, blah. And then I went to the calendar and I made sure the calendar, I thought I went through the entire calendar of that product and I thought it was successful. And then I totally went out of the calendar, totally went out of everything, went back in, and I'm still getting the red, you know, it doesn't exist. You haven't.
Also remember this, whenever you have a calendar, the calendar also attaches to an external form. So it might be in the form. The form
Okay,
might be the part.
That might be it then. So thank you, and I'll check that, because I did not, you know, all these, we're not in it every single moment, and that
Sure.
probably is it then.
Yeah, because
Form.
when you set up a calendar, there's several other things that you have to set up to have it integrated together. A form is one, a thank you page is another. If it's attached to a product, you have to have that set up. So you might want to check all those elements and see if maybe one of them has something that's not quite configured right.
Yeah. I think it must be the form then. Thank you so much. I know I
Yeah.
was going to talk to you later anyhow, but I thought that might actually help other people too.
Yeah, definitely. Because I have noticed that it kind of threw me for a loop when I was trying to edit something, and then I wasn't able to move forward. And I'm like, what the hell? I finished what I was doing.
Yeah, and the day that I actually did the calendar and put all these products in there, I was on a roll. So I haven't done it in a while, and I need to adjust the pricing on something. And you're right, the form never clicked. So it's got to be the form.
Yeah, it probably is.
Yeah.
I had
Okay.
that
Well, thank you.
recently with somebody else, and we found that it was in the form. And it was really bizarre because we had to do several different things to get it to go. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it took a few minutes to figure it out.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey, quickly, John, I have a client who is dealing with needs extreme online identity protection because she's actually dealing with like a kind of form of cyber terrorism. And I wanted to know if you have any products that could protect her. I mean, this person is a coder, and it's past the story. We are just trying, like, seriously, I had her create a Proton email account because it's encrypted. And I said, you know, I got to ask my mentor because this is so extreme. This person works for Hitachi and is like can really ghost everybody and be under the radar. And she literally threatened her. She said, I'm going to make it so you can never do online business again. And this is an older lady, like she's an artist. And this person is just kind of like bipolar who's attacking her. So I wanted to know if you had anything, or can I work with you to create online identity safety for her and her business. She's using art storefronts and a couple of other things to build her business out. And I really, so that's my question. What's
the actual threat? What is the person doing to her?
Well, she's hacking her email. She's hacked her, this lady lived with my client for a while, and then it's just such a gnarly story about the elderly being taken advantage of. You know, she's over 70 and she's the sweetest person. And it's like people that target older people. And
Okay.
so it's a whole thing. So she's,
I would venture to say that's that given scenario. If it was somebody that lived with her, she's probably got all of her passwords somehow.
right. But so she shut down all her credit cards. She changed all her passwords. She sold her house and moved out of Texas. I mean, it's incredible. And now she bought a new computer. Like she shut down everything. And I said, well, the only person I know that I could ask is you. So for this level of identity protection and to create a safe online presence, she's even dropping all of her, like the name of her art gallery and everything, because I don't, you know.
I think she might be going a little extreme on that.
Well, she keeps getting emails from like these hacker emails, and they keep infiltrating her, you know, the existing business. So I just thought I'd ask you, like, because I know you have deep knowledge in terms of a lot of these kind of things.
Yeah.
All the things she switched, did she keep her website or something on the same host? Because I've had that where I had to change the hosting package because they hacked into one of my daughter's websites on my server.
You know what, Tim, I don't know, but I can ask. Well, she shut down everything because of what was going on last year. So I don't know. Like right now, I was going to bring her into John to develop a new website, but she's, like I said, she's with Art Storefronts because she's an artist and she does beautiful work. Anyway, this has been an ongoing issue, and it just emerged again. She wiped out everything last year, and now it's surfaced again with another series of emails in the last month.
If she's just getting emails, I wouldn't be all too concerned with that because we all get those same emails. It's
right.
Just spam. I mean, how many times have you guys got the email that says they've hacked your computer and they're watching you, and you know they're gonna all that crap. It's a hoax. It's not anything remotely accurate or true, and they're trying to get you to pay them in Bitcoin to buy them off. You know, there's so many different scams and you know, hack related stuff out there that I don't, if it's just email.
Well, I have notes I wanted to ask you.
You can spend a lot of your time chasing ghosts and.
Right, but she's freaked out, Johnny. So
yeah, I get it. I've had people like that, but
yeah, like she's doing a VPN now.
That's the kind mail. I'll tell you, that's the kind of person that will suck the life out of you. You know, and I don't know what your relationship to them is, but generally I wind up cutting them off because they're irrational typically, and they will literally suck the life out of you. I've had
well, she hasn't been irrational. She just asked me, and that's what I gave her several points of how to protect her identity. And I just figured I'd ask you in case you had any products that I could, you know.
Okay. I mean, there's several different products. I think one is called Securi, where they'll basically guarantee the security of your website. If anything
is that securi.com?
I think it's SUC. SUCIRI. I think it's SUCIRI. If you Google it, you'll find it.
Okay.
But I know a lot of people use that. As far as email, there's no way to stop people from spamming you. And like I said, if that's all she's getting, that's nothing really to worry about. If they've actually broken into something, that's a different story.
Well, that's what it sounds like.
If she's
And
got
so,
rid of her computer, she's got a new computer, she's changed all her passwords. I think if she's still freaked out about it, she's chasing ghosts.
okay,
And if you get somebody like that, they are somewhat irrational. If you know, and they will suck the life out of you. I've cut 3 people loose over the last 10 years that were like that. And it's just you got to protect your sanity.
yeah.
Don't-
Oh,
don't-
I've got good boundaries up now. I learned a
Okay,
lot.
good.
So anyway,
Good.
okay, so good.
Like there's certain places you should be allowed to be taken, and that's not one of them.
Yeah, well, you know, she pays for my time. So anyway, I just figured I'd ask you because, you know, you're the master. So anyway, all right, thank you. I have to go at noon. I have another meeting. So thank you very much. Good to see all of you.
All right.
Timmy
Yeah,
Kim,
you too.
Randy, Lise, Jim, everybody. Bye for now.
Have a good day,
Thanks,
Alice.
John. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. It's kind of like over the last 20 years, I've had a few of those people that are very paranoid.
Allie, did you
And it-
look at Jim's note in the chat? Sorry to interrupt, John.
Oh, no, the police and the FBI, they
No, there's a contact he gave her.
oh, okay.
Yeah, thank you, Janie.
Yeah.
Bob Rowe.
Yeah,
Okay.
very good company, good guys, and they'll let you know if they can't help.
Is
but-
that the security?
No, I just put in the security spelling. for
Thank
the
you.
domain.
cool.
Thank you, Bob.
But Bob
Well,
Rose
thank
with BCSOS, it's an IT company.
Oh, cool.
Oh, thanks, Jim.
That's who I
Thank you.
use.
Yeah, cool. I know in relation to the police and the FBI, I had a hacker that hacked one of our commerce servers. This was probably 20 years ago. And we had set up a honeypot to actually catch the hacker. And the FBI had no interest whatsoever in any case that there was not $100,000 in damage done that was provable. If you could prove that somebody had hacked 100 grand, then they would open a case. Other than
Yeah,
that,
no, I was
they
really
didn't.
just coming from the standpoint of, filing reports and then letting this person know that you're filing reports with them just to see if they'll calm down.
Yeah. And we set up that honeypot, and we actually, the FBI said that they would take it. They took our server, they never gave it back, and they never told us any information as to whether they got the guy or not. I mean, it was like, what a waste of time. My security guy basically set him up, handed it to him on a golden platter, and then they would never tell us anything about it, and we never even got the server back. So it's like
Oh, brother.
pretty crazy.
Oh, gosh. All right. I got to bounce, you guys. Thank you so much, everybody. I miss you all, and I'll see you next week, hopefully. Bye for now.
Okay, sounds good.
Bye, Alex.
Bye-bye, Woody. Have a good day.
But yeah, it's just kind of become a red flag for me, those kind of people. I immediately put the crosses up when I get that. I give them the reality, and if they take that and they're cool, then all right, we can proceed. But if that's not good enough, it's a big red flag.
I'm a little puzzled, John. What is it that these people, what is the value to them? Why are they spending their time even doing this? Where's the payoff for the people doing this? I don't know. I'm a little bit puzzled as to if she thinks if you got a computer that's hooked up to a router that connects to the internet through a VPN and you've got good passwords, how are they going to access you?
It's not at all a rational thing. She gave you the parameters. It's an older woman that had somebody living with her. That woman obviously had inside intel and was able to torment her. So all she's got to do is, new fresh computer solves that problem. Changing all the passwords solves that problem. And beyond that, you're kind of chasing ghosts. And, with a 70-year-old woman that doesn't have any knowledge of any of that, they could be freaked out. And that's all it was. I'm sure that's all that was going on there. Now, the emails that she was getting, that's probably completely unrelated. We all get those. She, in her head, is probably connecting that to, oh my God, this person's taking control of my life. And she will get irrational about that.
Those emails are also the ones right next to the Nigerian prince, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you have a cell phone, you're going to get people calling you, telling you your social security number has been hacked, and, give up all your private information to them, or you're just all kinds of crap. Social Security does not call you and ask for your information. They already have it. So it's
Social Security one. I love it. I always say, yes, discontinue it by all means. Just take it away. I don't need it anymore.
Yeah.
And they never.
Oh, I had a ball with one this last week. They called and it was that same thing, telling me about the Social Security thing. And I told them, I said, yeah, this is so-and-so U.S. Marshal. Would you please hold the line so we can continue the trace? Man, I got the fastest click I've ever heard.
Hey, John, let me ask you, when I go to certain sites, soon after it'll say my computer's been hacked, and go to a cleaning site for my Mac.
Okay.
And I tend to X out of there as soon as I can, or even do like a false quit or forced quit. But are they really in my computer, or is it just some bullshit story?
Well, they're trying to get in, and the reality is they're trying to trick you to clicking stuff that will allow them to execute commands. So you're good to X out. Sometimes though, if they're really good, they'll make the X button the executable command. So you got to be careful of even closing them out. What I usually do when that happens, and I've seen that before, I'll go to some site, or I'll click a link on an email to look at something, and all of a sudden, things go crazy. And you got the box opened up that says, you've been hacked. Click here to get cleaned or whatever. I don't click nothing. I will go Control-Alt-Delete, pull up the command manager for the computer, whatever that thing's called, and I will delete. I will close down the browser. And then I'll reopen the browser later and start back up. But I actually kill the whole browser to stop anything that's about to happen.
Woody, you just got to quit surfing those porn sites. I'm just telling you, buddy.
Oh boy. I'm looking for you, Kim.
That is classic. I actually got hit one time, and what it was, I was putting a commerce site together for this client. It was in the golf industry, and they were sending me like a whole bunch of different files that I needed to download to build their site. And here I'm click, and I got in the just the automation mode of click, download, throwing them all in a folder. And then all of a sudden it happened so fast. I just clicked, and the thing popped up, and I clicked it, and I'm like, oh shit, what was that? And
stuck.
And what happened was my client actually got hacked. His computer got hacked and started sending emails out to everyone in their address book with clickable links that would infect your computer. And I clicked it, and sure as shit, my computer was infected, and it was bad. And I had to go in, I had to actually have somebody come out and clean my computer off. And luckily they had the same thing. They had found a guy, and then once he was done with theirs, they sent them over to do mine. They felt really bad about it, and they even paid for it. So that was my one experience with clicking on the wrong thing. But normally I don't click on that stuff. I will kill the browser to get rid of it and start fresh with a fresh browser. So that should solve.
You know, on that, just a moment, I know you're probably out of time, but I have an old friend of mine, and she sent me a message, and then it's like, hey, Woody, how's it going? Blah, 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 you know, thank you. And then her next line was, oh, you know, do you want to buy some Bitcoin? And I went, oh, you know, I got ad. What do I do? Change my password? I mean, what do you do?
No, if they're just sending you emails, it's just scams and spams, and just delete them. If you know, the only reason you need to change passwords is if somebody's actually gotten into something. If you've got basic, simple passwords, it's a good practice to change those anyway. I would not use any simple passwords. You want numbers, letters, uppercase, lowercase, symbols. The more difficult your password is, it's going to be hard to remember. Yeah, I get that. But like I mentioned earlier, I use LastPass to actually generate passwords for me and store them, so I don't have to remember them. So, and you want to use a very secure password for your LastPass, one that you do write down or remember. So that's really about it. I mean, people get freaked out when they see these emails. I know I get an email from Natasha just about at least once a month, if not more, thinking she's been hacked because of an email she's got. I'm like, no, it's just a spam. Just delete it, throw it away, ignore it. And you know, the number of those things that I get is just stifling. I've actually written rules in my email reader to automatically delete stuff that follows the criteria of spam and scams and all that stuff.
Well, that sounds like a great product to sell.
So, well, it's not a product. It's actually built into almost all the email browsers. I use Firefox to read my email, and they've got it built right in. You just have to go in and tell it, when you see this in a subject line, either put it in this folder or trash it or whatever. You can set up filters right inside there. I know you can do the same thing in Gmail. They have filters for email where you can slide them to a different folder or delete them or mark them as read or whatever you want to do.
I've been doing I've got Apple email, and I've yet to figure out how to put all those filters in. My wife keeps going to me, why don't you have this stuff organized? I'm like, because I don't know how to do it in Apple Mail.
Yeah, Apple Mail, I'm not sure, but I know I use Firefox, and I didn't like do it all at once either. It was like when I would see a particular thing coming in over and over and over, I'd finally get sick of it and say, okay, it's time for me to put a filter in for that one. And now I'm down to, I get very little that gets through my filters now, just because over time I've added them one at a time here and there, and I got a pretty good fence around me.
John, since 95, when I first got online, I've actually lost 2 domains because you get on a spam filter, and by the time you're getting 100 to 200 spam emails a day, there's nothing you can do but abandon the URL. So what I did this last time is I literally create a new URL for everybody that I want to get email from. So I've got SEO Dominators and my URL, because if I start getting Tahiti vacation offers from you, that email then goes directly to spam. I give you a new email and I'm on down the road. I've not had any spam now for years. And because I look at all my emails. I don't have to read subject lines anymore. I can just see who all the emails are from. And if I
Yeah.
get an email with a whole bunch of garbage in front of it, I don't even open it. It goes to the trash. Because I
Yeah.
know that makes the spam really easy to see. And if you start getting it, you can delete the email. And
Yeah.
it takes a
That's a really good point. I know a lot of the people in the internet marketing space, they'll create an email for everything that they opt into so they can see what comes from those opt-ins.
Oh, absolutely. Tracking the opt-ins is also a big part of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And then you'll know, oh, okay, this guy, he's just going to spam the shit out of me. I'm not opting into any of his stuff anymore.
Exactly.
Well, Grant Cardone. There you go. Yeah, you opt into Grant Cardone. You're getting spammed like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, I mean, some of those guys will actually sell your email address. So that's the key is if you don't have to get a different domain, you just create a different user. Like like for me, internetdominators.com, if I created an email called grant at internetdominators.com, and then I go sign up for Grant Cardone's stuff, I would know any email coming to that email address was generated from that opt-in. So I would know who he sold that email address to and everything. And then later on, if I don't want that email anymore, I just kill that email address off and it's gone. He doesn't have my real email address.
I've never gotten any spam from Grant. He just sends out a ton of emails all the time. He says if people don't like 4 emails, send them 6, but that's his philosophy. But I've never gotten anything except Grant stuff from Grant.
I got to the point where I couldn't opt out of his system and stuff. Basically, I had to call and tell them to take me because they just kept emailing me. They just with no unsubscribe link. They just kept emailing you and kept you on the list. I was getting 12 a day, and I'm like, dude, I opted out of you 2 weeks ago. It's time to stop sending me emails.
Yeah, there's a lot of them too that they just don't honor the unsubscribe.
No,
they'll create. Here's something that I learned from Perry Bilcher. They always put unsubscribe links in their emails, and they also put report spam links in their emails. Well, guess who the report spam link goes to? It goes back to them. You're not actually reporting them. You're just, they're bypassing your ability to report them. You get that good feeling like, oh yeah, I reported them. Well, it didn't do anything. And there's other ones that they will set you up on an autoresponder. If you click the link to unsubscribe, they'll go ahead and subscribe you to someone else's. I mean, there is just some really cheesy characters in the IM space. There really is. I've seen this happening on Facebook lately, where people are sending links out for you to look at something, and you'll click the link, and what happens is it will open up like 100 web browser windows. I mean, it's just like rapid fire, like a machine gun, and it crashes your phone. It will actually crash your browser because you got too many windows open. The reason behind that is you can set a browser window, you can put a meta tag in a browser window that will automatically open a new window. And then that one can automatically open a new window, and so on and so on and so on. The reason that they do that is they go sign up for an advertiser that if you send them views, they'll pay you money. So you click the link and automatically you just created 100 views that they're going to get paid for before your browser crashes. I mean, they're real dirtbags. They're real scumbags doing this stuff. And, it's easy to do. It's almost too easy to do for somebody that wants to scam So, and there's no real way to stop it either, because you don't know. When you click a link, you're assuming, that the person is honest and legitimate. But then you click the link and, 100 browser windows open, crashes your system. It's like, and usually they have a really good headline to do it, to get you to click it too. And you're bummed because you wanted what it was. That's why you clicked it. And you don't get squat. You get your browser crashed. It's like, shit, I wanted that. So it's good technique for a very bad purpose. That's what it is. They achieved their goal, but your interest was not in mind for them. So anyway,
I gotta run, John. I'll see you, buddy.
Okay. All right, guys. Anything else here before we wrap up? I could go on all day about telling you how people scam you, and it'll just irritate us all.
No, a couple of weeks ago, you mentioned the electric trucks to start soliciting truck owners to buy these new trucks. And is someone doing that?
I don't know if anybody's doing that or not. I know that's going to be a big thing. You know, if you got in the business to generate leads for people that wanted electric trucks, you could probably make some really good money selling those leads to the manufacturers.
What is he talking about? I don't recall the conversation, Woody. What was he saying?
Oh, it's just we were talking about trends and lead generation. There's a lot of people that make money just generating leads. And, the subject came up about electric trucks and, the whole thing with the Tesla electric cars, people waiting in line to actually get one of these things. And, the cars are the first thing, the trucks are the next thing, all this AI stuff, the autonomous cars, all that stuff. People are just going to get in line for that stuff. And if you're in the front end when there's no competition to generate leads for that, you could really create a pretty good database to make yourself a small fortune selling those leads to those car manufacturers. Sales, there's money in sales, and the bigger the dollar amount, the bigger the sales commission. So, if you're going to look for something to generate leads for, you find a high dollar thing that's a new emerging technology. And, houses are great. There's great commissions in houses, but it's been around forever and the competition's, through the roof. You find a new emerging technology where there's no competition and, there's already a buzz about it. People are starting to look for it. You could create a database pretty quickly by putting yourself on that track. So that's kind of in a nutshell, I think what we were talking about.
How do you find people to get in line for something that doesn't exist yet? I'm not following that, because one of the big things that's coming is I've heard a prediction within 10 years, all the semis on the road will all be autonomous.
Yeah. So the opportunity there is how to make money off of that. There's all kinds of investors looking for new angles to invest in. Well, if you bring them a new idea, the idea of buying these trucks that you don't have to have an employee and the thing just makes you money month after month after month, that could be a great lead magnet to generate leads for investors. And then, you could bring them all kinds of investment opportunities because you now have profiled a group of people. It's exactly like the whole chain of events when we set up the woman that sold maternity dresses. We set her up an 18-year funnel. We knew that profile and we knew exactly what she was going to need for the next 18 years. An investor doesn't just invest one time. That's a lifetime, that's a lifetime bug they have. So when you profile them, you can bring them a lifetime of offers, as long as you keep the offers specific and you don't go, off the rails and you keep them happy, you should be able to make money from them from a very long time. So autonomous vehicles, anybody that's into electronics and, and new stuff, how many things could you bring them potentially in the next, in their lifetime? They like gadgets. So all you have to do is go out and find the cool gadgets before anybody knows it's available and bring it to those people, and they'll buy it. They'll stand in line for it. Business is about filling gaps. When you find somebody that likes something and wants something, there's an automatic gap there that you can continue to fill. It will never fill up. You'll never fill the void. Somebody that likes investments, you'll never fill and plug that void. They'll like them forever. You bring them a new good one, they're going to go for it. It's like women in shoes. There's some women that just go crazy for shoes. It's like a fetish. They don't just buy one pair. They'll buy every one that you bring in front of them. And once you've profiled them and you know that, and you have that knowledge, you now have the keys to the kingdom to make a lifetime of money. That's what the ACT program is all about. It's about profiling, identifying, and filling the gaps. Look for those automatic gaps, like when somebody loves something, and, like the shoes are a perfect example. You now become a researcher to go find her the coolest shoes on the planet. That's your job, and you'll get paid very well for it. I could come up with these examples all day long. All you have to do is figure out what people want. And you don't even have to make it. You just have to find it and become the middleman. You can make a shitload of money in the middle. You don't have to make anything. You just have to connect the dots for people. You just make a little bit of money in the middle on a lot of different stuff, and away you go. So you don't have to be a mastermind. You don't have to, be a genius inventor. All you have to do is understand people and understand what they want, how to separate them and segregate them and put them into buckets, and then feed them what they want. That's all you have to do to be very, very successful.
You want guys that, if you find investors that are looking to invest in new tech, then your job is to go out and somehow find that new tech.
Yeah, go find it for them. Find the next best thing. That's your job. Now you are a specialist. And you can create a huge following. You can be a guru in that field, even though you never created the tech. All you have to do is find it. Bring it to them. Hand it to them on a silver platter.
There's the rub, the finding of it.
Yeah. And nowadays you can find anything with Google. It amazes me how, people will email me asking me, about something or where to find something. And I do a Google search, and in about 3 seconds, I've got the answer for them. They just don't do that. You can do that for them, and you can create great value in yourself for a vast number of people by knowing what they need to know. And it's so simple. Why don't they just Google it? I don't know the answer to that, but they don't. And that's a huge advantage and a huge opportunity for you, because you know the difference. You know how to do it. So,
John, you're very inspiring on the yacht there. I'd love to see you on your ship.
I'm going to be back aboard very shortly.
With a 6-pack of beer and a fishing off the back. But anyway, I wanted to tell you, you inspired me, and tell me if I'm crazy. But I retired from real estate. I don't want to be a full-time real estate man. I got one deal, and I gave it to a partner for like half. And now I'm thinking of giving the whole management of the deal to another broker, outsource it, and then just keep 30% for myself for being a front man, for being a lead generator. And
Sure.
that's really what I'd like. At 68, I don't want to have a real estate office going.
That to me is probably the smartest thing you could do. You know, work less, make more. Even if you're making a smaller cut, because of think about the compaction of the work versus what you get out of it. If you do all of it, you get 100%, right? But you're busy all the time. You don't want to be busy all the time.
I can't stand it. All the minutia. Are you fucking crazy?
Yeah. Do what you do good. If you can generate the leads and you can do that effectively with a minimal time commitment, outsource the rest and make a smaller piece on a lot more deals. That's scalable. Doing 100% yourself is not scalable. It never was and it never will be.
Yeah, I mean, you could do 4 campaigns a year and probably, you know, I could buy a motorboat to go next to your yacht.
Yeah, John, you gotta post a picture of your boat so we know what it looks like.
Oh, you guys haven't seen it?
No.
Come on, show us, Captain.
Oh, let me see. Let me see what I got here. Oh, see if I got a folder here somewhere. If you guys are on Facebook, I got pictures on there all the time. Okay, here's one. All right, we'll share the screen. There it is. Before it had a whole bunch of work done to it. We've done a whole bunch of stainless work to it and added all kinds of new goodies to it. But that was it coming into Long Beach when I first bought it.
Very nice, John. Very, very nice.
So
how many feet is it? It looks about 40. How long is it?
That's 55. 55 footer.
Do I see dice hanging on the rearview mirror?
Yeah, no dice. Oh man. Let's see. I thought I had a good picture from here's what we do on it. We kill fish.
I'm putting an order in. What are those?
Those are yellowfin tuna.
Oh man.
There used to be a cannery in Newport Beach where you could bring a tuna.
How about
tuna in, and for every 1 pound of tuna, they'd give you a 6-ounce can of tuna.
Yeah.
You'll do that anywhere, or you got to fillet those by hand and put them in the freezer?
Oh no, we fillet them and deal with them direct. How about that for a lobster? That was pretty husky.
That's not a lobster. That's a horror film.
We had some that were even bigger than that. Let's see here. Yeah, this is what we like to see right here.
I'm tired.
That's some cool stuff there. Oh well, but anyway, yeah, on Facebook there's a whole bunch of cool stuff on there. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for this week, and we will be back on next week, and we'll talk to you then.
Very awesome, John. Thanks much.
Okay. See you.
Happy hunting, everyone.